Ever wonder what it really takes to build a supercar? I mean, not just putting the pieces together, but actually giving it a soul? Well, today we're going inside the legendary Lamborghini factory to see exactly how a masterpiece of engineering and art is born. Let's get into it.
2 billion euros. That's how much revenue this factory pulls in every single year. It puts Lamborghini right up there with the giants of the auto world. But honestly, the number itself isn't the most amazing part. It's how they do it.
Right?
That's the big question.
With a team that's smaller than a lot of tech startups, they're creating some of the most sought-after cars on the entire planet. And the secret, well, it's this incredible mix of super futuristic technology and almost old-fashioned craftsmanship.
To really get it, you have to look at this one key moment in their history, the creation of the Aventador. See, Lamborghini didn't just want to build a new car, no. Their goal was to completely change the game, to redefine what a supercar could even be.
Here was the big idea. To take a giant leap forward, the car had to be way, way lighter. So the engineers went all in on a pretty radical solution, using carbon fiber technology that, up until then, was basically just for competitive race cars. They decided to build the car's entire soul out of it.
And this is the key, this is the big innovation. Instead of a normal frame, the Aventador is built around what's called a monocoque. It's French for single shell. The best way to think about it is like an eggshell. It's one seamless piece that is unbelievably strong, super rigid, and just crazy lightweight. And check this out. This is the result. The entire passenger cell, the whole core of the car, made from carbon fiber, weighs just 147 kilograms. That's less than 2 people. This huge drop in weight is the real secret sauce behind the Aventador's famous agility and its mind-blowing performance.
So, how do they actually build this ultralight skeleton? Honestly, the process feels less like a car factory and a lot more like you've walked into some kind of aerospace lab.
So it all starts with these automated machines cutting sheets of carbon fiber with surgical precision. Then these flexible pieces get layered into molds, they're vacuum sealed, and then they're baked in this giant pressurized oven called an autoclave. This whole intense process turns what was basically a soft fabric into a structure that's stronger than steel. It's pure science fiction, really.
Okay, now this is where it gets really cool. After all that high-tech, space-age manufacturing, the final quality check comes down to a person's ear and a special little hammer. A technician literally taps every inch of the chassis, listening for a very specific sound that would tell them if there's a tiny hidden air bubble or any imperfection. It's the perfect blend of technology and human artistry.
So, once that carbon fiber sole is absolutely perfect, it's time to give the legend its skin. And at Lamborghini, the outside of the car is just as much about performance as it is about that jaw-dropping design.
Every single line you see on an Aventador has a job to do. The designers took inspiration from the sharp, angular cockpit of a fighter jet and even from the exoskeletons of insects. It's not just for looks. Every scoop and every angle is there to channel air, to cool that massive engine, and to keep the car glued to the road at insane speeds. And of course, you've got the iconic scissor doors. That's pure Lamborghini DNA.
Now, the paint process? It's just on another level. It takes 200 hours of specialized work for just one car. Every single one of the 27 body panels is painted by hand. The finish alone gets worked on for 3 whole days. And then for the finale, the car spends 2 hours in a light tunnel where an expert inspects every centimeter to make sure that finish is flawless. All right, with the body perfected, it's time to head to the assembly line, where the Aventador gets its thundering heart, the legendary V12 engine.
And this is not just any engine. It's a 6.5-liter, 700-horsepower monster. But beyond all that raw power, Lamborghini spent so much time just engineering its sound. It's designed to be a symphony, you know? It goes from this deep growl to a high-pitched scream that is just unmistakably Lamborghini.
And here's where Lamborghini just goes in a totally different direction from everyone else. In an age of robots and automation, the Aventador is put together almost entirely by hand. A team of 50 specialists, and each one has more than 2 years of training, builds the car in a series of workshops. You won't see any robots joining the major parts here. It's all human skill.
This all leads up to one of the most important moments in the whole build, a step they actually called the marriage. This is when that massive V12 engine and the transmission are carefully and manually joined to the carbon fiber monocoque. It's the moment the heart gets placed inside the body and the car really truly comes alive.
And that powertrain is connected to a piece of tech that's just as impressive. The transmission can shift gears in only 50 milliseconds. To put that in perspective, that is literally as fast as a Formula One car, giving you this seamless, brutal wave of power. But, building the car is only half the story. Before any Aventador gets to leave the factory, it has to pass this final, brutal series of tests, a gauntlet that's designed to make sure every single thing is perfect.
So first up is the brake test. The car stays still while its wheels are spun up to 140 kilometers an hour just to test those huge carbon ceramic brakes. Then it's back to the light tunnel for one last obsessive check of the entire car. And the final, and probably the best test, a professional test pilot takes every single car out on the road to make sure it feels, sounds, and drives like a Lamborghini should.
And the performance they're looking for is just staggering. Thanks to those brakes and that lightweight body, an Aventador can go from 100 kilometers an hour to a dead stop in just 30 meters. It can even go from 0 to 100 and back to 0 in under 4 seconds. These aren't just numbers on a page. They're proof of incredible engineering.
So after seeing this whole incredible process, it kind of leaves you with one big thought. In an age where robots can build pretty much anything, Lamborghini's out here proving that there is still so much value, maybe even a kind of magic, in the precision, the passion, and the perfection of the human hand. It makes you wonder, right?